Hello. Thank you for joining Coleman Events as we take you through how to paint this Christmas martini glass. We appreciate you for joining us today. Our artist today is Mr. Jamaar Sweet. He's going to teach you how to make this your very own masterpiece. Mr. Sweet, take it away.
Hello, everyone. Good day. I'm going to show you the finished product so you can see where we're going with this. So we have a wintry martini mix here. There's a lot of detail elements to this, and hopefully we're going to get some of the major areas out of the way first, and then we'll get down to some of these finer details. It looks like there's like maybe some fireworks, some snowflakes. So we're going to do the background first. We're going to try to do most of the background. Hopefully we won't hit the candy cane or this wine or whatever concoction you're drinking here. We're going to get down to this bottom piece here. You might not have this on your pre-printed canvas, but there is like a dark blue, navy blue base at the bottom. You can either put it or don't put it. I'm going to do it since it's on here. So the order is going to be the background. And then we're going to do the shading on the wine and the ornament here. Then we're actually going to paint the ornament, the candy cane, and then we'll do the glass, finishing touches on the glass last, and then we'll add in the extra snowflakes and fireworks here. And the looks like we might have a sugar coating on this rim. All right, so I'm going to put that up there. So like I said, we're going to do the background. So there's a lot of blue and light blue and white here. So it looks like maybe like a nighttime sky scene. So I'm going to take, you probably have 2 brushes there. I have quite a few brushes, but I'm going to try to stick to similar size that you have. So there should be a round brush in your kit, and you're going to have a flat one. The background is going to take quite a while with this smaller brush. So I might, for the sake of time, use a bigger brush. That way I can get through it. I'm probably going to be going a little bit faster than you anyway. So it's a video. You can slow it down if you need to, because a lot of this is just going to be painting in the background. It's not really a lot of detail or skill that you need for that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the larger brush that I have into the water. And I'm going to do all of my shadows and dark things. I like to do that first. So since that there's dark in the corner here and down here and a little bit over here, I'm going to do those parts in black. And then when I cover it over in blue, it'll have that navy blue effect without having to mix too much paint to make a navy blue. So I'm taking the black and I'm just starting in the corner. No set pattern or design. I'm just making the dark corner because that's where the darkest part of this painting is. And I'm just flaring this paint out, not using too much. I used a little bit of water. It doesn't have to be jet black because, like I said, we're going to be going over this in blue. So we just want that dark background to come up. And without putting more paint, you're just going to go across. I'll actually go into the water, actually, and then just use the water to give me that darker tone that I'm looking for up here once I put the blue there. I might actually turn the painting sideways because I like doing my backgrounds, painting them horizontally rather than vertically, but we'll see. We'll see when I get there. And I didn't mention it in the beginning, but you should have a palette of black, white, yellow, green, red, and blue. So you do not have to follow the exact same color patterns that I'm using for this. You know, you have a video here for, for just for guidance, but you can actually, what we call it when we go live, going rogue. You can definitely do your own thing. It does not have to fit the same color that I am using. You have different variations that you can come up with on your own. So like we said, there's a little bit of dark over here in the corner on the edge. no set pattern. It's just a dark spot, because once we do the whole thing, it'll be covered in blue and white. So just be lighter blue, darker blue. We're going to put some over here. So I'm doing everything except for I'm going to try not to get the candy cane. I'm going to try not to get this part here, which will be part of the wine or whatever drink you're drinking. So I'm just trying to cover up as much of this background as I can without hitting those areas. It's okay to go over the leaves on the candy cane, or I think those are holly leaves, holly plant, holly tree. The leaves, you can cover up the leaves because you can still see everything underneath, even though it's a darker color. It's not pitch black. I'd even go in here. I'm gonna get everything except the candy cane. Let's do that. Everything up to this line here. We're gonna do not any more paint. We're just using the water, technically the dirty water. So we're gonna get everything except that candy cane and those berries, right up until this line where the liquid on the glass starts. Same thing, just the water, dirty water. I'm gonna go all the way down. You can even paint over the glass part here. Only thing we're leaving is that area where the wine is. We don't have to color that in because we're gonna do that. We're gonna do some shading with that next. So that can actually stay blank for now. I'm coming in with the paint and water. That's it in these areas over here. And then we're just going to cover it in blue. So all we're doing down here is we're covering this with water. We're going to make that a light, because we're going to go from dark to light. Top to bottom is dark, top's dark, bottom's light. You can go over the ornament here on the corner. We're not going to paint over the whole ornament, just the top of it. So you see, we painted over everything with the background except that candy cane. We're going to leave that so we can put those colors in there nice and bright when we get to it. Again, this is just the water mixture, just the water. So you can see we're going from dark to light, and we get that using paint up here. And then as we get down further, we don't use paint, we just use the water. That's like a grayish color. And once we get all of that filled in, remember I'm going slightly faster than you. That's just, I paint pretty fast, but this is good that it's a video for you. You don't have to try to keep up with me. Just look at what I'm doing and try to follow along as best you can. And you can pause the video and just take your time to get to the section that I'm at. All right. And remember, this bottom part is mainly just black, dark blue. So I'm just going to use the black again. Black and some water. And just kind of follow along that line there. I drew a line on there. I'm trying to follow it. And comes down here. Go around the ornament again, because that's going to be a solid green. So we don't want to mix any dark colors with that just yet. I'm going to do all of the background here. And this is still considered the background. It's the base of the background. Looks like I made a little bit of a spill here, but we'll take care of that when I start painting over it. I might leave it there. Give the painting a little character. Do I want to paint over the glass here? I'm going to try not to. Since I didn't outline it, I want to make sure I can still see it when I get to it. And that actually will be a different color, so it's fine. Just make sure you fill in all the blank areas. You run out of paint, get more water. Since I don't want this to be pitch black, just want it to be dark enough that when I put the blue over it, it will be a dark blue, hopefully. That's the plan. All right. All right, there we go. All right. So I'm going to clean this brush off. And then I said we were going to do the highlights or the shadows in the wine and in the ornament. So I'm taking black again, but it's not going to be completely pitch black. I'm going to use some water to kind of dilute it and lighten it up a little bit. And the darkest part is here at the bottom. So I'm just going to start here at the bottom. Actually, I need a little bit less water, more paint on this. That was too watery. All right, so now we have some paint darker. It's no set pattern, just kind of start at the bottom of this V here and just kind of work your way up. Not completely filling it up, but this is just giving you the shadow of the liquid. And that's going to be red. So I'm going to leave that there. And we're going to come over to the ornament down here. And we're going to outline it. You might as well go ahead and outline it now. That way you'll know where it is when you put your green. I'm just going to outline a circle here in the dark black. Or it's actually gray at this point since I watered it down a bit. Just outline it. There's already a circle there for you to follow, so you don't have to worry about trying to be perfect. All right, so now that we have that circle outlined, we're going to go in with a little bit more paint and water and start right here at where the line, I guess we'll call that the horizon line there, meets the ornament. It's a little bit thicker black paint. And it comes around almost like a half moon. What do they call that? A crescent. Make kind of like a crescent moon shape. And maybe a little bit of a circle there. There we go. A little bit of a bump. There we go. Gives it a little bit of a shape. All right, there we go. You can take a little bit of water mixture if you want this to be a little bit of a darker green, and just fill in the inside there with a little bit more of that water mixture. Maybe not all the way, maybe about right there. How about that? There we go. Then we'll leave the rest, just plain white. Just fill it in since I have the water here already. Since the whole thing will be covered now. Give it 3 different shades. There we go. All right, so we filled in the shadow for the liquid and the ornament. All right, then I said we were going to do the candy cane. So the candy cane is one of the classic versions where you have the red and the green. So what I'm going to do to make it a little bit easier for myself is I'm going to outline the candy cane. Well, actually, let's make it where we already have the white on here. I'm trying to think, should I paint the entire thing white and then add the stripes as we go along? Let me figure out how I want to do this. Because if it's the same size candy cane, we can actually count how many stripes there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 9 green stripes. So that's what I'll do. I'll outline where the stripes should be, and then we'll just paint them in accordingly. We'll just go in order. We'll just go green, red, and then we'll fill in the white, because I don't like leaving empty spaces even if they're supposed to be white on the canvas. All right, so I'll use the black paint and the smaller brush, and we'll just outline by eye. Maybe you can follow along with me. I'll try to go slow. So this is going to be the tip of the candy cane. There is a green stripe there, but then there's a white. I mean, that's the red stripe, and then the white's going to be in between. So it's green, white. This is going to be red, white, and that's part of that green stripe as well. So it'll make a little bit more sense once we start coloring them in. So you can just do it by number. Just put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll count the lines. How about that? 5. And then we're going to go there, there, there we go. That should match up. So we're going to have green, white, red, white, green, right? And then white, red, white, green. And then this part's going to be green. And then we have to make the lines for the red. And it's going to be the green here. White. And there's another green here. Here. Should be counting these out. I think I got the right amount. Hopefully I did. If not, we can paint over it. Let's see where we are. So let's clean off that brush. And I'm just going to go ahead and paint in the green ones first. So we said the tip was green. I'm not using any water because I want this to be pretty bright, and that's why I didn't want to cover over it with the black paint. So when we did get to it, it'd be nice and bright. So that should be green. And then the green is here. We're going to skip those 2 lines because that's going to be the red and the white section. All right. That's the red and the white section. Then we're going to go green here. All right, we have a snoring cat over there. All right. And then the green came right after the berries here. And then that's the white, red, white, and then we should have green here. Get some more paint. I think that's right. So we have the white, red, white, then we should have green here. So I should say definitely take your time and see if you lined everything up right. But again, if you don't get it right, you can just paint it white and start over. I think I estimated it right. Then we have white, red, white, and then green. So yeah, I just kind of guesstimated and got lucky with the amount of stripes I put on there. So just take your time and map that out the way you want it to be. Or if you just want to do a classic red and white candy cane, that's fine as well. So same brush. Now I'm just going to go in and do the next section, which is going to be the red. So the red was the stripe that was in the middle of those 4 lines. So red there, red here. And since we have the red out, obviously these berries here are red, so we'll just go ahead and color those in red. This is where we're getting down to some of those technical details, these smaller parts. You know, and you can look at them, you can shade them differently, you can add shadow to it if you want. It's all up to you how you want to jazz up your painting. This is just the basic template. And then red there. Did I get that right? Yeah, red's going to be here. And then red here. All right, so now all we have to do is, you can leave it that way if you want. Like I said, I know that that part of the canvas is white already, but I don't like blank parts in the canvas. So I'm just gonna go ahead and paint it white, just so my whole canvas will have paint on it. And if you go over the lines, that's fine. You can re-outline it when you're done. Depends on how shaky your hand is, because these are some small sections here, so just be careful. You can go in either with a Sharpie, or when it's all dry, go in with the black paint and just put those outlines in there. One here. Just remember where you started. Start from the bottom and then go all the way around. That way you won't miss anything. I went out of the lines quite a few times here, so I'm gonna have to fix all that. But I'll do that in the next step. White in here, okay. All right, so now we're putting in all the color here. Same brush. Since I'm already at the candy cane, I'll go ahead and do the green leaves here. I already outlined them, so I'm just going to try to stay within the lines. But again, if you go over, you can just put the lines back with Sharpie, or if you have a steady hand, you can use black paint, small paintbrush. So the green actually goes on pretty bright, even over the gray, which is good. I always use a white base to make everything brighter. All right. Let's see here. What's next? What's next? All right. I'm gonna do, I think we did it out of order. I said I was gonna do the ornament first, but that's fine. I highlighted the ornament. All right, then we're going to do the ornament. So I'm gonna get that flat brush, or the round, I'm sorry, the round brush. And the ornament here is green. So I'm just gonna take the green and outline it again, where I outlined the black. But now that you go over that darker color, that part is gonna be a darker shade of green. That's the plan. I'm just going to keep going with that same circular motion. You can paint the entire thing. You don't have to worry about it because you already put the highlights underneath. So now you don't have to worry about that. You can just do an even coat of green. And hopefully the plan is the shading shines through. Yeah. Shading and texture, because you have different shades of black and gray underneath. And now you have different shades of green on top. So it's all up to you how you do this. I'm just going in a circular motion, just filling in the paint where it needs to be. And then I'll take a dry brush and smooth it out. Start again at the edge. Go in a circular motion. I might outline this. I usually like to have shapes outlined if I can. Okay. That. All right, so let's get back to the rest of this background. I actually was supposed to do that after I did it right away with the blue, but that's all right. We'll just be careful not to paint over anything. The same principle, now that everything is dark in certain areas, the blue should be dark in those areas as well. And it should get lighter as you go down. And if it's not getting the right effect that you're looking for, you can just use a little bit more water to lighten it up for you if the paint isn't doing it for you. But it looks like what I was looking for has been achieved here. Dark to light. However you want to do it, vertical, horizontal. I'm just going straight up and down. I didn't feel like moving the canvas. Get close to the leaves, because like I said, I was supposed to do this part first. So we're just going to do it in reverse, that's all. I'm leaving that streak there just because. Let me see, maybe I'll put some white, see if that'll get rid of it. Some blue, some white. All right, covering that up. Then I'm going to continue with everything else and we'll see what it turns out like. White, blue, I mean. Yeah, covered it right up. White paint can be your friend a lot of times. All right, I want this section to be lighter, so I should be using blue and water or blue and paint. I'm gonna watch out for the tip of that ornament because that's gonna be white when I get to it. And I can just go ahead and cover up the bow with the blue. Same over here, blue and water. So doing it in reverse, it's going to produce the same effect. You just have to be careful of what you're painting over, but still should be in good shape. So down here, I wanted it to be lighter, remember? So I'm just using the water and the blue mixture here. And some of the paint bled in here, so I'll just have to kind of fix that with the blue paint if I can. So this, didn't really want that there, so I just have to blend it in with a little bit more blue. All right. So that's fine if you get the blue all the way up to the glass, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline this glass anyway in a black and a white. So you can get up even these gray areas, you go ahead and go with the blue. So that's what the original painting suggests, is that the blue, this glass is technically, in front of this background. So you have to pretend like it's glass. You're still going to see the blue through this glass. Try to get close to the candy cane without going over it. But again, if you do, we can just fix it with the same color paint that it is. So you have a little bit of paint spilling over into this and bleeding through. But like I said, once we get everything where we want it, we can go ahead and fine tune it and get rid of the blemishes and things that don't look right. I don't like how this looks over here, so I'm adding more blue. I want it to kind of be like one solid color up here. I don't want it to start shading until we get past that glass. Now I'm just taking the brush and I'm just blending everything together, making sure the paint's covered where it needs to be. Down this section over here was lighter than everything else. What I'm going to do just to kind of make it more picture accurate, I'm going to take some white paint and just go in over here and just use this as the lighter portion. Start in the corner and go up. Looks like I had a mess up there, so I got to fix that. All right. And again, this bottom part was blue as well, so let's just paint that blue. And since we have the black on there, it's going to be dark blue. Try to make your line a little bit more even than I did that. Let's see. Okay, there we go. I think what I'll do is I'll fix it with a Sharpie when it's done. Make everything nice and clean. Go around the ornament here. All right. So there we have it. That's your background. I'm going to take a little bit of a dry brush here and just go over everything one last time. And again, you can, go back to this and shade it differently. Some areas you might want lighter than others, some darker than others. Background can kind of do its own thing if you let it. So just take your time with it and get it where you want it. All right, the last little section here before we start fixing things up is I'm going to take one of these smaller brushes and I'm going to outline everything. Well, actually, before I do that, I'm going to fill in our liquid here. It looks like we might be drinking some red wine, some type of a holiday beverage. And remember, whatever we did underneath, it's going to still show up. So it's going to be red, but it's going to be like a darker shade of red. There we go. And then this is also the liquid. It's just the showing. It's like the illusion. You can see the top of it. So the angle that we're at, you would see the top of this glass. All right, there's that. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to outline the glass now. I'm going to do it in black so that we can see everything. And then we're going to add some white highlights and lighten everything up a little bit. And then I'm going to go back and fix that area there. I'm just starting at one side. I'm just outlining the glass. Black paint, a little bit of water, but not too much. The candy cane would be inside of the glass, so this line would be over the candy cane. That's the little optical illusion you're trying to create there. Kind of tricky with these things, kind of create depth. One thing is in front of another, something's behind another thing. Layers. All right. I'm going to outline that water level. a liquid level as well, even though there's a line there already. Just gonna paint over it. And then I'm gonna add the highlights. So this is supposed to be a glass, so then when we add the white parts, you'll be able to see the shape of a glass, hopefully. The illusion, I mean. Just gonna do the glass first, and then I'll get to the bow. I go down, outline the bottom of the glass here. There. Now I'll go ahead and do the bow. Should probably paint it at first, but that's okay. Outline it. This is all pre-printed on here, so you can just go ahead and just follow the lines that are there. All right. So before I go back and paint it, what I'm going to do, give it some time to dry. There's a lot that we have to do. Actually, on this side, this has a little bit of a shadow here. And that goes down to about right there. And then there are some dark spots here. Just kind of make them parts of the glass. Make like a little swoops. Do that way, and then we'll do this way. Not be too complicated. All right. And we'll go ahead and outline the ornament while I'm at it. Do that in black. Just kind of putting on those last finishing details now. This is where you get to make it your painting. Maybe you want to put something that somebody else doesn't have. Maybe you want to add some snow or something. Okay, this should have been painted white, another step, but I'm gonna get to it now. So I'm gonna make it kind of like a whitish gray top of this here. Like I splashed a little bit of paint on it. I'll clean that up. Too wet. I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. So take a little bit of the paper towel here and dab that. There's less water. Here we go. There we go. Let that dry. And the ornament's got a little bit of a string or tab. I'm gonna add that. That just comes out. There you go. All right, clean your brush off, and now we're gonna go ahead and add in all of the white highlights on this glass to kind of make it stand out a little bit. I'm just gonna start at the top. I'm gonna put a rim around this because, like I said, it looks like a sugar coated rim. So I'm just gonna use white to go along the edge here to start with. Then there's a little bit of a light highlight here. And then we're gonna go right ahead on the inside of that black line there. There. And then this part here is white as well, highlight. Again, we're trying to give the illusion of being glass. Using light and dark to do that. Okay, now there's going to be a little bit of a light here on the inside. Here. And then in the inside of the liquid here. And then we're going to take that same idea with black and white. We're going to go down here. And then this one kind of branches off to the side here. And then that is the highlight for the bottom of the glass. And then those spots where we created, we're going to go the same direction. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. Right, we're going to highlight bottom part. And we're going to go around the inside here. There's some highlights here on the holly leaves. I think that's what they are. I just go along the right side. Same thing, I'll go over the top here. And do the outline on the inside. All right, and there's a few highlights here on the ornament. I'm just going to go on the top and just bring that white down. Follow the circle. There you go. Nothing too dramatic, just a little bit of a highlight. There we go. The original has 2021 here on the ornament. You can do that if you like. All right. Last bit of touches here as I'm going to just give a little bit of detail here in the glass. Flare that down a little bit, give it a little bit of a design. There we go. Don't forget the sugared rim. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make little dots along the rim here with white paint. We're going to pretend that's like sugar. It looks like what might be sprinkles that you would put like on a cookie, Christmas cookie. I'm going to put the white first. And then we're going to go in with the red. So we'll let that dry a little bit. Don't forget, we're going to paint our bow here. It was red, so we're going to go here. Just follow the lines that are already there. Paint bled a little bit, so I'll try to fix that with the blue. If you want, you can put a little white highlights there on the bow while it's still wet. You put a little white right here. I would put one down here. There. Another one here. And let's do one here. Yep. All right, we're almost done. All right, so just gonna do a little touch up on some of these places I messed up here. So remember I had some green here. Some white paint got out of control on me there. I'm gonna fix that. And then we're gonna try to fix our candy cane here. So let's go with the same colors. So I'm gonna fix the green. Fix our white. And like I said, you can go back and re-outline this if you want, but I think I'm just gonna leave mine the way it is. Nothing's perfect. Red. All right. And we're gonna use that same red to go back and add maybe those sprinkles on that sugared rim. I guess that's what that is. Paint should be dry enough. Just go ahead and fill in the red where you had the white spots. Looks like a very sweet drink. All right, it looks like we are having a party. There's fireworks, snowflakes. So we're gonna go ahead and add those in. We're gonna use white for that. Looks like there's one main, looks like maybe some fireworks went off here in the corner. So we're just gonna start with a dot. You don't want the paint to be too runny. And it's just pretty much just flaring it out. So from the dot, you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm gonna go at the top here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another one right in there. 5, there we go. We're gonna put a little bit of yellow in there. We're just gonna leave that there for now. A few streaks here. There's one here, 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 here. A few more up here. More fireworks. All right, now they always say no two snowflakes are alike, so follow my pattern or go ahead and make your own snowflake. So we're gonna have one here. There's no set pattern for this. I'm just kind of freestyling it. There will be a cross pattern though, so we'll just go this way. Here, and here. You know, however you think a snowflake looks, it's up to you. You know, we'll have some dots there, we'll have one there. Maybe look like it's snowing with these big snowflakes. We'll have another one down here. You know, whatever snowflakes look like to you. Want to be perfect? Go ahead and Google a picture of a few snowflakes and make yours picture perfect. I'm just kind of freestyling it here. That's what my snowflakes look like. And I'm just going to add a few more white dots here, just, you know, for more snow. Different sizes, different places, just random. Add the yellow into that burst of fireworks there. So I'm going to go yellow here, 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 here. Yep. Looks like there's another piece of snowflake coming in this way, this way, this way. And lastly, like I said, the ornament had a year in it. So if you want to do a happy new year, let's just do a 2021. Lettering doesn't have to be perfect. Numbering, I mean. You can make this a little bit thicker if you want. And I believe, well, I think I'll just do another highlight here on this leaf. Put some of that white back. And I believe that is it for our winter martini. Make sure you hashtag if you're going to post the pictures. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to see the pictures, and you can hashtag Coleman Events LLC on all your social medias. And thank you for joining us.